This week, Santa Barbara. I almost said San Diego again.
2.
Santa Barbara Part 2. We're going to talk to you about our campsite. We're going to go to a little overlook, and we're going to go to an amazing restaurant right near the campsite, Cold Springs Tavern. Lots of history, and we're going to show you. So
right now, come run away with us to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun in Santa Barbara. So if you watched last week, you saw we kind of really focused on the town and the history of the town and everything like that.
Yep.
This week we're going to talk a little bit more about the campground and just surrounding, kind of in between Santa Barbara and Solvang.
Yes.
So we start out at the Overlook.
It's a neat little place. It was right on our way to our RV
Yeah,
spot.
to where we camped. Yeah, absolutely. It had a great vista. It was on kind of the entry road, so our campground was kind of down below in that valley.
Right.
And that was really nice. It had some history. It told you about the different plants as well as animals that you may see. It had a nice little trail up to another overlook. But just the artistry, even just for this little overlook, I thought was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
With the seal of the flag,
Yep.
but made out of
Like stone.
stone.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I just thought it was just kind of a beautiful spot if you're just driving through. Take a look.
Right. Just to kind of show you, this is an
Hey,
area where
there's the
people
guy.
were going through with stagecoaches at one time.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
kind of
it was
crazy to
a
think in
big
these valleys.
stagecoach pass through
Yeah.
there. So lots of things. Here I am messing around with you.
Hi.
Told me.
What?
Don't want my camera.
Too bad.
Bitches.
Too bad.
Gonna go all Sean Penn on you.
I already dealt with that. Over when I was taking pictures. Stop.
I was just playing around with her. Was doing a little anti-paparazzi. I don't hate being on camera. She always. I just want. Sometimes I'm in a playful mood and I want to with the hand. But it was a nice area to go to.
Yeah, and that was a neat little hiking path we went on. It wasn't very long, so it was just a quick little hike we were able to do.
Yeah, and the real excitement comes right now.
Yes. So this is the road up to our campground. What's it called again, Andrew?
The campground is Rancho Oso.
Rancho
Thousand
Oso.
Trails Rancho Oso, and it is a very narrow road, and I would highly recommend. I'm at 10 miles an hour, and it's perfect.
Yes. And there's some very windy spots, but we're 40 feet with a Jeep behind us, so you can make the turn. Just take your time when you do it.
That was an interesting drive in. It's a great campground.
Right.
We enjoyed our stay there. One big tip. Don't, even if you're just in your tow car, go out during the time when people are coming in. So like noon o'clock
Yes.
is noon o'clock.
Noon o'clock.
Noon o'clock at 12 noon is when most coaches come down
Yeah.
for check-in. We waited. We made sure we got up the hill by 11:30.
Yeah.
I'd rather follow
Every
a
day.
coach out than have to kind of. It's a very narrow road.
Yeah,
I
from-
mean, I understand not everyone's got a big Class A like we do.
Yeah.
But it was narrow.
But I would say between 12 and 3, I would probably not be coming up that mountain to go into the city. Like, just get in there before 11:30. For sure.
Exactly. Get up the hill.
It's just there's some parts where, yes, 2 cars could fit, no problem.
And we did that. We met someone coming in or
yes,
out when we
couple
were
times,
driving.
but it wasn't that
never,
bad.
only once with another coach. And we,
Right.
thankfully, it was at a time where I could back up a little and scoot
Right.
off to the side.
But it is paved. That was, I saw reviews warning us like about the whole narrow roads, but it wasn't.
The quality of the road was fine. It was just narrow.
A little bumpy, but you could hear that with the things rattling around in the coach.
But I mean, you can't beat this view.
No.
And this is like at the very top as you're just about to kind of drive down into
Right.
the campground. So those are the RVs off in the distance. It's part horse camp.
Yeah, there's a
horse barns,
horse
and
park,
corrals. That's
corrals.
the word I was looking for. And that's the entrance. There's the guardhouse is right down there. But I mean,
it's beautiful. I mean, people can leave their horses there. You can stay overnight at the campsite and have your horse kind of relax.
Yeah, we saw people out getting their horses, cleaning them up or taking them for rides. And I thought it was really cool. They have these like little teepees and covered wagons, but also like old west town looking, and those are like cabins that you can rent. So instead of just like a traditional cabin, you had a little bit more flair. So if you wanted to rough it a little bit more, glamour camp as they call it, you can do the tents and stuff like that. But those little buildings were actually places you could stay.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little extra flair that we don't normally see at campgrounds.
That's true.
And it was another beautiful sunny day for us, of course. We parked right on that entry road, and we had great neighbors the entire time we were there.
Yeah,
so we were very fortunate, and we got to meet some other people too that we still talk to now. So it's kind of nice. It is tiered, so every row there's a top row, and then they gradually go lower and lower. So we're higher than the people behind us, and we're lower than the people in front of us. And
there's usually a cabin at the end of each row,
like a bathhouse.
So you could always,
and stuff.
Rent a cabin if you wanted, and then there's a bathhouse on the other side.
Yeah. It was just kind of really nice. The membership guy, Dow Harris, he was just really, really nice to us, and we drove around and we kind of took in some of the adventures. There was the dog park,
a lot of amenities there,
horseshoes, little
pickleball.
Yep. And then they had like a nice big pool, a general store where the woman was super nice when we walked in. Didn't film, but it was nice. And then this was like the community center, and this is where you get the best signal.
Yes.
Verizon or AT&T.
Right.
I don't know about the other systems, but we have Verizon and met some people with AT&T.
It's a place where you can sit, watch some TV if you don't have cable on your
they
RV.
They had a lounge there if you wanted to catch like actual live TV. They even had like a craft area in the library, which we actually left 2 books. We had finished them and we left them at the library to pass along. So if you go there, look for a certain book, you might find our sticker in it.
That's right.
But I just thought it was nice that they had this big house, kind of like a lodge. I don't know how else to say it.
And just like a lodge.
Someone comes in, turns on the lights for you, had a big selection of puzzles.
Oh, a huge selection of puzzles.
You even did one.
Oh, yes. Had to take on the challenge of a puzzle.
You went into the restrooms. How were they?
Restrooms were clean, wonderful. Looked like they'd been updated recently. They also had a nice little pool table.
They had a billiard section. You have to get from the general store or from the security.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't do that. There's Dow's office. We spent a lot of time talking to him, bothering him more, but talking to him. And there I am doing some work on the computer.
So this is the area where everybody comes to check their phones and their computers for work.
Absolutely. And while we were there, we actually got a new filming toy.
Yes.
I mean, it's a tool, but a toy. And you'll actually get to see some of that footage in future videos.
Yes.
Because at this point, I was just learning it and making people laugh hysterically as I was in awe of the new toy and going super slow. Yeah, it's working.
Okay. I remember the middle button.
So good, my man.
I think you can move faster too.
Not me. It's as fast as I go.
Is this it, Brian?
I was a sloth in a previous life.
Well, then you have it.
And I think it's important to talk to people when you're there. One thing we learned from Dow and one of the other, the gentleman who was from Michigan, was there was a lot of good restaurants in the area. And one of the ones that we went up to was the Cold Springs Tavern.
Very cool place. I'm so glad we went there before we left.
Yeah, we almost missed it.
Yeah.
What's cool about this is that it is an old section. The old stagecoach trail.
Yep.
And we used to be a stagecoach even stop.
Yep, since 1868.
Wow. And they had a lot of different like little antique buildings, I guess. Historic buildings is the best way to put it. But
Yeah.
we went into the tavern. We went in between lunch and dinner because I had been working and editing, so I kind of missed the lunch. But it was all right because the items we wanted to order were still on the menu for the intermediary, and we got to meet so many cool people, including the manager who was there, and she's an RVer too.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. It was a chilly day, so they had the fire going. And it's really close to the campground, so that's kind of nice that you can run over for a burger at lunch, Dow was telling us. And it has different rooms and everything. This chili, though, it was tri-tip chili, and it was so delicious. And it was perfect for that chilly day. And yes, Mom, I had some vegetables. We had a salad.
Nice little side salad.
Yeah, so, and then this tri-tip sandwich that we shared, and came with
was
barbecue sauce on the side.
Yep.
And coleslaw. The coleslaw was...
It was fine.
It was fine, but I think we would have enjoyed it more if we hadn't just had the salad and everything else. But we met those 4 firefighters that were actually forest firefighters. Say that a few times fast. That came up just for a drink, and they told us so many great things, and even some places that we're hoping to look into in the future.
Right.
Really nice guys. The manager was super nice, talked to us quite a bit. I got a nice hat. I paid for it, but I got a nice hat.
Right.
And it was so funny because it was such a laid back... We sat there for almost 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Between talking to the first section of people, and then as we ate our food, then the next section of people. And be prepared. If you see us out at a restaurant, you may not think, oh, I don't want to bother them, I don't want to talk to them. There's a good chance I'm going to bother you and talk to you because I can't help talking to people. But it's a good thing because we learn so much from other people.
Yes, and we love getting advice on places to go, places to eat.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're from
so that we can
area.
share them with you guys.
Yep.
In future areas. So I'll ask, where are you coming from and stuff like that. So it was really a nice stop. Wasn't expensive. It's so laid back, and that's where I was going. Was we sat there talking, and we almost got up to go before even paying.
Right.
We were like, oh, I guess we should get going. And I'm like, I still haven't even paid the bill. I hadn't even gotten the check.
Yep.
So I had to find one of the bartenders, and they make a really good cherry Coke. So I imagine the drinks are even better, but the cherry Coke was delicious.
Little Roy Rogers for this guy.
Yeah, that's right. Roy Rogers. You guys can have your Shirley Temples. I'll take the Roy Rogers. But thank you so much for watching this video. We appreciate all the subscribers. If you liked this video, the next video is going to be even better. No, they're all great. There's no better.
We hope you enjoy the next video.
We do.
As much as we enjoyed filming it.
Absolutely. There it is. Absolutely. You can count the absolutely's. So please hit the thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment.
Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.
Absolutely.
Give us a thumbs up. We love those.
Yes, we do. And we'll see you on the next episode.
All right. Thanks, guys.